Welcome into this edition of In the Pit, your closer look at Batesburg-Leesville High School athletics. I'm Tony Ballman, editor of the Twin City News. Thank you for watching this edition. Well, it was another heartbreaker this past Friday night at the Pit as Newberry came to town under the helm of Coach Phil Strickland. A special night celebrating state championship action here at Batesburg-Leesville, but it would be your Panthers coming up short, 21-20. Against visiting Newberry. Coach, talk to me a bit about this game. It certainly was another heartbreaker for the Panthers.
Well, yeah, I mean, it always hurts to lose a close one. I mean, and losing in general, it's just a very painful thing. You prepare all week long and you hope for to be victorious, but we ended up coming up short 21-20. There's some key things that we missed out on, missed an extra point, missed the field goal, turned the ball over on down in a couple of situations, fumbles, little small things that end up adding up, before the game's over with.
This was an infinitely winnable game for the Panthers. I mean, you were up 12-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, turnovers, once again, turnovers put them in good positions. Some bad situations throughout the course of the game. We just seemed not to be able to end up on the right side of the ball several times throughout the game. You got to play through those things, and we fought all the way to the end, but unfortunately we just couldn't make the right decision. Well, make the right plays at the right time. It's one of those things. It happens. You hope that it wouldn't happen, but it was just one of those things that we were up 12-0, then we got down 14-12, and had another turnover, and they went up 21-12, and got the ball back, drove down the field, and was able to bring us back, and missed the field goal opportunity, and then got the ball back, and we drove down the field to make it 21-20. Had a great opportunity for a good kick that bounced the wrong way. Just one of those nights.
Well, that field goal and a couple of conversions, and this is a whole different other story.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I told the kids in the past, and also this year, that extra points are very important. Special teams is a very, very critical part of a game, and those are things that we cannot afford to take lightly.
Well, and there was a lot of pomp and ceremony this past Friday night. Did that distract your guys any at all, or should it have?
No, we did come out a little flat. I told the guys at halftime we were not playing like we're capable of. We were playing a little flat. We were not playing with the same excitement, the same intensity. You got to go into every game playing like you're capable of playing, and we didn't start out the right way.
Well, and you said in last week's edition that these non-region games are really designed, and you stack the deck against yourself, they're really designed to kind of prepare you for the region, obviously, which is where the rubber meets the road. Anything that you took out of this past Friday night that Batesburg-Leesville now has to take to school?
Well, the importance of every play. Like you said, that extra point, the field goal, the turnovers. You got to play every play. And the most important thing I'm taking out of this is we cannot take our special teams lightly.
And so that's something you're definitely going to be working on this week going into Mid-Carolina.
Yes, sir. And ball control and tackling.
And I know you got banged up a little bit this week too. You got some folks that are hurt. Give me the health report on the Panthers.
Well, we've had a couple of guys that we had to sit last week as well that were very important and key ingredients that we were missing. Keyshawn, was out from the Gilbert game with a concussion. DeMaje Long was also out this past week. We were hoping to be able to get Noah Cook back. He's not been able to be with us this year up to this point, and he would be another valuable piece of the puzzle. And just a lot of bumps and bruises right now. We had a couple of bumps and bruises throughout the game. We had a couple of guys get cramps or knees and things of that nature. right now it's just trying to get everybody healed back up so that we can get all of our guys back out there.
Well, you came out gangbusters in the Jamboree. You came out gangbusters in the opener against Rich Spring Minetta, and then you've had a 1-2 punch with these last 2 losses. How's the spirit of this team?
Well, like I told the kids, I mean, we just got to continue to work on fixing us and fixing our mistakes. I think as long as we can continue to fix our mistakes and work on what we need to get done, I think we're going to be okay. And like you said earlier, the most important thing is we're preparing ourselves for a strong region, and we'll be battle tested when we get in the region. Unfortunately, you hate having to those tests to end with a loss. You would rather those tests end with a victory. And I think once we get back on the winning side, that'll solve all the problems for our guys. They know we're capable of what we're capable of. We just got to put 4 quarters of football in, playing together.
Your coach, Gary Adams, talking about last Friday night's 21-20 loss to Newberry. Coming up on Wednesday, the next edition of In the Pit, we'll talk about this coming week's homecoming game against Mid-Carolina. We'll do that on the next edition of In the Pit, presented by the Twin City News, your local news source since 1925. I'm Tony Ballman.